In a move that has left America and the world in awe, Donald Trump has defied the odds once again.
Donald Trump will be the 47th president of the United States of America. And so the man who has upended all the rules of politics in America is president.
From a billionaire outsider to a political powerhouse, Trump has clinched a historic 2024 victory, sending waves through every corner of the nation. But how did he pull it off this time? And what does his return to the White House mean for America's future? To understand Trump's unprecedented comeback, we need to look at the political landscape in 2024. America was at a crossroads, grappling with economic challenges, complex foreign relations, and intense social divisions. Trump's campaign message was clear and direct: America needed strength, stability, and a return to what he calls the American dream.
The Hispanic American poverty rate was down 8%, the biggest drops, the greatest drops that you've ever seen in this country. They've never had it so well. Nobody has. Every group, men, women, Hispanics, Asians, blacks, everybody was down at a level that nobody's ever seen. We had some of the greatest periods of economic growth and health that any country has ever seen. I think probably more than any country has ever seen. In 4 short years under President Trump, we passed the largest tax cuts in history, the largest regulation cuts in history. We unleashed American energy, and real income surged by more than $4,200 in just a short number of months. I mean, it was nobody, you never had it so good. Now you're not doing so well, I hate it. We had the strongest economy in history.
But he also capitalized on his opponent's weaknesses and a deep sense of dissatisfaction among voters. What made Trump's 2024 campaign so different from his previous runs? For starters, his strategy evolved. Trump understood that voters were frustrated not just with the opposition but with the establishment as a whole. He focused heavily on direct, in-person rallies, often holding multiple events in a single day across key states.
Throughout this campaign, our boss, President Trump, has faced more adversity than any candidate to ever run for office. They tried to imprison him. They forced him to take a mugshot. They tried to remove his name off of the ballot. They forced him to sit in a dirty courthouse for 6 weeks. 2 people tried to kill him, for goodness sake. And the American people see in Donald Trump, it is clear, a leader who, even in the darkest of times, is going to lift his fist in the air and say, fight, fight, fight for this country. And President Trump last night didn't just defeat Kamala Harris. He defeated the big tech oligarchs who have tried to censor him, the weaponized system of justice against him, and he defeated the fake news media that has been lying about him.
He also tapped into issues that resonated deeply with voters, promising to secure the border, bring back jobs, and stand firm on foreign policy. Trump's team utilized social media more strategically, releasing sound bites that went viral and creating a wave of online support.
Today, our cities are flooded with illegal aliens. Americans are being squeezed out of the labor force and their jobs are taken. And by the way, you know who's taking the jobs that are created? 107% of those jobs are taken by illegal aliens. And you know who's being hurt the most by millions of people pouring into our country? The black population and the Hispanic population, because they're taking the jobs from our black population, our Hispanic population, and they're also taking them from unions. The unions are suffering because of it. Thank you. Thank you. I like you too.
One of Trump's strongest points was his promise to rebuild the economy. With inflation impacting everyday Americans, he pledged to lower taxes, create more jobs, and support small businesses.
Extension of the 2017 tax cuts. Those expire by their own language next year. They are called the Trump tax cuts. They are part of his legacy. That will be priorities 1, 2, and 3 from the legislative standpoint. In our system, that means he has to work with that building right there. But there'll be other things he'll be doing at the same time through what I call the executive agenda, things he can do through his own cabinet secretaries and agencies and so forth. That will be, he'll be dealing with immigration. He'll be addressing the issue of tariffs, and then also addressing the issue of deregulating, with this government efficiency thing that he's talked about with Elon Musk. So one legislative priority, but 3 things on the executive side as well.
He also took a strong stance on foreign policy, promising to stand up to global powers like China and ensure peace through strength. This bold approach spoke to voters looking for decisive leadership on the international stage. So, who voted for Trump this time around? The answer lies in a significant shift in voter demographics. Trump's support among working-class Americans surged, particularly in rural areas and mid-sized cities. But this time, he also made unexpected gains among minority groups, appealing to those who felt disillusioned by the political establishment.
And you can just about ask anybody that, and they'll tell you, anybody with any brain will tell you Donald Trump is the best.
So, you know, it's all of us. It's not just Trump, it's everyone.
The struggle is always here, and the struggle is not going anywhere. You know what I mean? So I got to continue to wake up every day and push. You know, that's not going to change it.
The reactions to Trump's victory have been nothing short of explosive. Political leaders on both sides of the aisle have shared their thoughts, with some celebrating a return to Trump's America First policies, while others warn of division. Internationally, the reaction has been mixed. Allies like the United Kingdom have expressed cautious optimism, while some European leaders have voiced concerns over the implications for global trade and security.
En el día de ayer. Usted sabe que puede contar con la Argentina para hacer grande a los Estados Unidos nuevamente. Y nosotros sabemos que podemos contar con usted para hacer Argentina grande nuevamente. Le deseo el mayor de los éxitos y bendiciones.
Győzelmet látok, nyugati politika történet talán legnagyobb visszatérését, hatalmas küzdelmet, börtönnel fenyegették, elvették a vagyonát, meg akarták ölni, szembefordult vele a teljes médiavilág Amerikában, és mégis győzött.
特朗普致贺。习近平主席指出，历史昭示我们，中美合则两利，斗则俱伤。
Das hat Donald Trump auch immer öffentlich klargemacht. Unsere Botschaften sind klar. Erstens, Deutschland bleibt ein verlässlicher transatlantischer Partner. Wir wissen um den Beitrag, den wir für diese Partnerschaft leisten und auch in Zukunft leisten werden.
But what lies ahead? Trump's victory marks the beginning of a new Chapter 1 filled with both challenges and opportunities. From balancing a divided Congress to addressing America's pressing social issues, Trump's administration faces a complex landscape. Yet, if there's one thing Trump has proven, it's that he thrives under pressure. His supporters are optimistic, believing he can bring economic recovery, secure the nation, and restore the American dream to those who feel it slipping away. So, what will the next 4 years bring? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain: America is in for a journey like never before.